Well, a new adventure awaits. We're in Vitry-le-François at the start of a 350 odd K canal ride that the Kraken chose. So we're going to assume it's dead flat and it's going to be pretty easy. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. This was a bit of a surprise, this town. Like, we thought it was a little tiny town, but it's got some really grand buildings in the centre of it, and it's quite nice. So it's got good cycling infrastructure, even from the railway station to here. So come along and join us on this trip.
Here's a lock. This is the second one we've seen. And there are the cute little lock houses next to it. There's some pretty big boats up here. Obviously the locks are still working. The signage for cyclists is pretty good. I don't know if you can see it, but the Air Force Base is on the right. If you're riding along here, you might be lucky enough to have a fighter jet fly over you, like just happened to me.
We've come about halfway today to a place called St. Drizzly, and the road surface has been very good. Like, so it's all bike path. It's all next to a canal, so every 3 or 4 kilometres there'll be a lock, and you just go up a little bit and then over. But other than that, it's like going through a green tunnel, so it's very pretty. It could be a little bit more dramatic, but at one part you go past the military aerodrome, and we saw a jet take off, and it buzzed PJ. It supposedly was so low she thought it was going to land on top of her. So anyway, that was the one excitement of the trip so far. Anyway, it was good. It was fast. You can hear the jets in the background as we speak.
There's a large markets building here. It's not really showing up on the map, but come in and there's like lots of makings, and then people get their lunch supplies and coffee and sit out on the terrace. On this section of the canal, you've got the canal on your left, and on the low side, you're going past this waterway here. It's quite nice. Here's a cool drawbridge they're using. You can see the factory in the background was built in 1927. And there's a different kind of drawbridge. And then there's an old building there, that's cool.
I don't know if I can find my way out.
There's Charlie. That's where we're staying tonight.
Prisoner of doubt in this torsion, and everything is growing up. There's no room to breathe, and nobody is watching at night. Waterways. if I can find my way out. In this tiny and everything is curling up tight. There's no way to fall into the ocean.
Okay, just because we're on a canal doesn't mean there isn't like huge waves that swing through. And this is obviously evidence of a tsunami that's come through and knocked this whole excavator off its barge. It was probably a wild ride.
Somebody had a bad day.
Yeah.
But look, they've set up, to make sure they're keeping the water as clean as possible.
Yeah, if any diesel gets out, that'll be a truck of diesel.
I'm reaching out, I'm reaching you. The water is rising over me. The water is rising. It's coming. I'm reaching out, I'm reaching you. The water is rising over me. The water is rising. I'm reaching. It's coming. I'm reaching.
This is not the longest canal tunnel we've been through, but it's definitely the widest. And let me just say, they're still investing a lot of money into this canal. Like, they're redoing the edges and the locks are all in perfect working order. Yet we've yet to see a single boat moving on this canal. We've not seen one. We've seen boats, but they've been tied up. But they're really spending a lot of money on this canal and, still doing a lot of work. But, it doesn't seem very well utilised.
This tunnel was built in 1882.
Water is rising over me. I'm reaching out, I'm reaching. It's coming.
So here's a little kitchen. And we've got a little sitting table. And then there's a beddie. And then there's the TV that we won't use. And then there's a little bathroom. Oh, that's quite a big bathroom.
And there's a view.
And there's a view.
Sort of a view.
Oh, it's a authentic experience. Good morning, Charlie.
Good morning. Hello, how are we?
And what do you think about this canal ride so far?
It's really good. It's flat and the surface is very well sealed, and you can see where they're pumping some money into the surface as well. So there's bits that have been completely re-bituminized. It's not the most spectacular, but it's certainly off-road and very pleasant. And it has its moments.
Sun is falling, speed in the black. Nobody driving, we're in the back.
Here's a little community playground. You see the houses there? Path runs through. Getting pretty rough now. Oh, this is not okay for road bikes, this section.
The last 10 kilometres has been on a dirt track. These bikes are not set up for dirt, but it's been very bouncy. You know, there's dirt tracks that are actually better to ride on than bitumen, but these have not been one of them. These are very bouncy, lots of sticks. Wherever there's a stick, there's a chance it's going to go into your spoke.
Big rocks too.
There's bitumen here, but you can already see it peters out just down the road. So we've got 19 kilometres left to go on this challenging surface.
Going to the road. Look, there's a foal. There's also a lot of flies. But I always try to capture horses if I can, especially for Karen and Jason. Here is our little room in the 500-year-old mill. And view out the window. And here's the little bathroom.
It's like a swimming beach just around the corner.
This is the old mill we stayed in last night. It was absolutely beautiful. We've stopped at the bakery in Maxilly. It closes at 12 and we just made it. And we've got a bread roll and we've got some packet stuff. Charlie's cooking me. I don't know how well it shows up on the horizon, but there's a huge storm coming. So we're going to race it to Auxonne. There's big thunder sounds in the distance, coming closer every minute.
We're an hour away, it's going to win.
And this is the end of the canal. We've arrived in Auxonne. There's Charlie. Got the bikes inside.
Out of the rain.
Out of the rain, the big thunderstorm outside. I'm absolutely saturated. So here's the kitchen stuff.
Washing machine.
And washing machine. Toilet, very exciting. And there's a little bathroom.
The building's built by Vingeanne in 1690 as an artillery armoury. Everything that was needed to use the cannons was made here in these huge wooden brick hangars. The Auxonne Arsenal is one of the very few Vingeanne armouries to have been preserved in its entirety.
Crooked Tower of Auxonne. Okay, there's Charlie.
33 metres, and the rooster peaks off at 70 metres. It's nicknamed the Arrow because of how slender it is, and it's called the Twisted Bell Tower.
Twisted Bell Tower.
And that's, you can see it's twisted, and this was built in the 16th century.
It's 17 degrees this morning, it's quite cold. This is one of the original city gates for the original city walls. Built in 1604.
So we're on the outer walls of the castle or chateau, what they want to call it, but you can see it's heavily fortified and there's a moat, and you can see there used to be an old castle inside, and it's got the rounded walls, and then there's an outer perimeter wall which is built on a star fort. So right now we're at one of the points of the star, and there's built-in into this wall, there's built-in like rooms and stuff, and then you can see another star over there, and you can see another star over there. But it would have been quite formidable. And you know, when we were back at the city gate and also near our accommodation, which is a long way away, you know, there's remains of the walls there as well, so this would have been a massive, you know, fortified town at some point.
This area here might look sparse, but this is actually apparently a whole set of bulls courts. I don't know if you can see the blue lines where they've put sort of rope across to delineate each of the courts. Charles said, what was it yesterday? There's like 10 teams playing
Yesterday
here?
there was like 10 teams playing here, so there was about a third of the courts were full yesterday when I came past.
Look, the bike there. And then we're coming in, there's a little bathroom. And there's a little coffee station, a little kitchen. It's a beddie. And there's the view. Next time, we'll show you how to take the train from Dole to Neuchâtel for the coolest bikepacking festival in Europe.